In our previous episode, our interview with the African Young Generation in Nuclear President Gaupalelo Sanswere delved into the roadmap for getting Africa ready to harness nuclear energy. Today, we bring the conversation closer home as we seek to understand whether Kenya is still on the right track, and who better to explore today's topic other than the immediate former Principal Secretary for Energy, Engineer Joseph Njoroge. Here is his speech made during the African Nuclear Business Platform held in Nairobi in October 2019.
Our development agenda is formulated around Vision 2030. In 2008, we launched the vision of our country, the dream of our country, of making Kenya a middle-income, industrializing country that offers high quality of lifestyle to its citizen by the year 2030. So we want first to be a middle-income economy. Two, we want to be an industrializing country. Those two dreams of Vision 2030 that creates an enabling environment for a good lifestyle of our citizens cannot be achieved without reliable, sustainable, competitively priced, affordable, and clean energy. And therefore, in the Ministry of Energy, our mission is indeed to focus on delivery of energy with those attributes to the people of Kenya. In our mix of energy sources today, we do have hydro as our ancient predominant source. With the time, we have developed geothermal as the flagship base source of energy. Out of the realization that hydro energy cannot sustain industrialization alone because of the impact of weather to hydro energy. We put up a lot of efforts in the last 15 years or so to fast-track development of geothermal energy. And at the moment, as we speak, geothermal energy contributes about half of our energy mix. Hydro, about 30%. And then we have solar and wind contributing about 10, on the average, 10-12%. And the balance, which is just about 10, or even less than 10 in most cases, is contributed by thermal, fossil-fueled thermal plants. And therefore, we are one of the very few countries globally whose energy sources is over and above 90% from green sources. And therefore, we have desire to continue contributing to what we call a green world, a world without emissions, and a world that sustains life for its citizens. And I did listen to the speeches of the last panel and the emphasis of nuclear being a clean source of energy that has very insignificant emissions, is a way of making sure that globally we reduce emissions and therefore make a sustainable world, make a world that will be able to sustain lives because of its green form. And therefore our appetite for initiating development of nuclear energy is driven fundamentally by the fact that by the time we will have exploited all the geothermal that we have almost exploited our hydro potential. We have a lot of solar and wind, but those are not base sources. They are intermittent sources, and therefore they cannot be fully relied on for industrialization. They are a very good complement, but not a sole source of energy for industrialization. And therefore, at one time, when we will have exploited all the geothermal, which obviously has got some limits, we will require to use another base source of energy. And our choice of that base will have to be clean energy, and that will be nuclear. And that answers the frequently asked question about why is Kenya developing nuclear energy, or even desiring to develop nuclear energy, and in some countries they are decommissioning nuclear power plants. We have very good reasons for that appetite of preparing ourselves. And I always keep telling our stakeholders that when we talk about nuclear energy, it is a journey with a lot of processes that requires to be complied with. It has a lot of statutory requirements. And therefore, we must take time to prepare ourselves to develop nuclear power plants. We must build capacity. We must do the necessary environmental impact assessments and compliance. And that explains why we have been on this journey. We started the nuclear energy as a project in the last 6 years or so. We've now evolved and matured to be a nuclear power energy agency. And very soon, maybe 10 years, maybe 12 years, maybe 15 years, we'll be now talking about putting up a nuclear power plant, after we have carefully navigated the route for nuclear energy development. After we have benchmarked, after we have learned from our forelearners and ensured that we are ready to develop nuclear energy. Ladies and gentlemen, energy is an enabler. When we talked about Vision 2030, and we have already had several medium-term plans. We started in 2008, the first 5 years, up to 2012. We had the first medium-term plan, and we had projects, especially infrastructure projects, to start off the journey of industrialization and being a middle-income economy. Second medium-term plan, 2013 to 2018. And now we are on the third medium-term plan, 2018 to 2022. And in this medium-term plan, in our earnest endeavor to create a country which is middle income, which conforms to a GDP of middle income countries. And for those, the economists know that there is a correlation between GDP and what we call per capita consumption of energy. The developed countries have very high per capita consumption of energy. And therefore, if we really want to become a middle income economy, we must be producing and consuming energy of reasonable proportions as our per capita consumption. If we want to industrialize, energy is the enabler. In this middle term, in this third term of our journey to Vision 2030, we have chosen to focus on 4 agendas. We call them the big 4. The first one is manufacturing, to create jobs for our youth and for the purposes of creating an industrializing nation. We have affordable housing to make sure that we have a good lifestyle of our people. Remember, in the Vision 2030, when I stated, I did say industrializing, middle income, that offers a good lifestyle for our people. So affordable housing is a good lifestyle for our people. Food and nutrition security. Again, food is a basic need. Without food, you cannot talk about other needs. It's at the bottom of the basic. It's life. Then we have universal health care. Again, you can't talk of a good lifestyle without health care. So our 4 agenda items are very critical in achieving or in getting to the achievement of Vision 2030. And all of them will not be without energy with the attributes I stated. You cannot talk about manufacturing without reliable, affordable, competitively priced energy. In the area of affordable housing, you can put up very good houses, but you need the services. And those services cannot be without energy. In the universal health care, the equipment for the universal health care heavily relies on reliable energy. And therefore, without reliable energy, you cannot achieve universal health care.
Indeed, the achievement of the country's Big 4 agenda is one way or the other pegged on sufficient energy. It is on that note where we switch gears to the Did You Know segment, where today we keep you abreast with a new interesting fact touching on where you are safer between the ordinary office and a nuclear power plant. Take a look. Did you know that nuclear power plants are safer work environments compared to offices? Nuclear power plants are required to have multiple automatic safety systems, comprehensive safety procedures, and are bound by stringent regulations that keep the plants and the neighboring communities safe, making safety the highest priority in any nuclear energy sector. Now you know. Moving on to the My View segment, this essay from yet another award-winning pupil studies the relationship between nuclear energy and the environment. Hi, my name is Gabriel Adlight. I'm a pupil at Riruta Primary School in Nairobi County and the special category winner at primary school level in the 2020 NuPEA essay contest. I believe the country should embrace nuclear electricity to save itself from the imminent demand for power. It is a silver lining in the looming crisis whose benefits outweigh all concerns. First, nuclear electricity is a solution to climate change since it produces fewer greenhouse gases emissions. It is also not dependent on weather conditions such as wind and solar. Thus, it is reliable. Further, the low cost of operating nuclear power plants ensures that nuclear power is not affected by price fluctuations. With these benefits, I believe nuclear electricity is the best on the planet. And on to the IAEA video of the day, we study yet another relationship, this time between science and development.
The International Atomic Energy Agency runs a range of unique laboratories that drive sustainable development. These 12 high-tech facilities in Austria and Monaco are using cutting-edge science to address some of the biggest challenges faced by humanity. Nuclear scientists know that studying our world at the atomic level can give us the insights we need to unlock the planet's secrets. Because you can't solve a problem you don't understand. The nuclear application labs are focused on applied research into human health, food security, and environmental protection. They are distinct from the IAEA facilities that are used in the search for traces of undeclared nuclear activities. From preparing for the next pandemic, to tracking the sustainability of our water supplies, to tracing contaminants in global food chains, research at the atomic level can give us precise information about our complex natural world. For example, researching marine health, like monitoring the current ocean acidification crisis, or assessing the movement of plastics through fish and onto our plates. Nuclear scientists are also at the forefront of research into climate-smart agriculture techniques, such as breeding drought-resistant and high-yield plants, or examining soil to determine the optimal amount of water or fertilizer. Some of these labs are run jointly with the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. They undertake vital research and testing to enhance agricultural production and food security, and to help combat major zoonotic diseases such as COVID-19 and Zika. They run the agency's sterile insect program, which uses radiation as a form of insect birth control, naturally suppressing the population of major invasive pests like fruit flies without the use of pesticides. Radiation therapy is an essential tool in modern healthcare, and the IAEA dosimetry lab helps set international standards for safe and effective radiotherapy. The IAEA's nuclear application laboratories provide all these technical and environmental services, and many more, at the request of member states. The discoveries that are made and techniques that are developed in these laboratories are shared with the world, helping to drive sustainable development. Because to address the big problems, we have to start small.
You cannot help but notice that the present and the future are both signs. On that note, it is time to call it a wrap on our 9th episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, to keep the conversation going, you can access our various social media platforms, that is TV47 Kenya on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Alternatively, you can go to NuPEA Kenya across the various social media platforms. This episode has been powered by the Nuclear Power and Energy Agency. Until next time.